Oh, what is up, y'all? All right. Well, pop this thing right off, get rolling right away. Cool. Dom's in the house, my man. Excited to have you, my brother. Welcome. I know we got like 440 tabs open. So get you guys rocking and rolling here. All right. Well, welcome. We are excited to have everybody, and welcome to another edition of Living in Tampa Live. As you can see, this is as live as it's going to get. Stacy's putting up her lighting as we speak. Marcia's sitting at a boat dock in her community because she ran out of internet at her house, and I had to feed the children. So we were just like getting it all together. But we got some great stuff for you guys today. I'm really excited to bring this to you. I've been working on how to like fit in, some of our favorite places. And for those of you that don't know, I am a fat kid at heart. And if you take offense to that, I'm sorry, but you'll have to get over it because I am. That's just the way this works. But I'm excited to share this stuff because, as the girls will tell you, I can eat my way around the city, and I know exactly where all the honey holes are for all the great food, all the great alcoholic beverages, all the non-alcoholic beverages. You want to know, I can take you there. My wife and I love to get out and explore the city and eat. And we want to deliver these things to you today. So here is our promise for you guys today. For those of you who are new to the Living in Tampa channel, we are going to talk about the best barbecue in Tampa. And this will be an argument. I guarantee you there will be people in the comments who do not agree. And that's okay, right? We are also going to talk about great places to boat in Tampa Bay. And then we're also going to talk about some of the best breweries in Tampa Bay. And then Stacy is also going to talk about animal hospitals because she had a little incident with her pup. And, for those of you who are pet families, I think it's important to know, who you can trust, where you can go to. So we're going to share that to y'all as well. And excited to have you guys. Now, if you are watching, we'd love to know where you're watching from. So this is interactive. We love to communicate back and forth, ask questions, let us know what's going on with you guys. Let us know where you're watching from. We got Dom on here right now. What's up, Dom? Dom's in St. Louis, right? So excited to see you on, brother. And for those of you that don't know, a euphonium is a large trumpet of almost flugelhorn-esque, right? So like, my man, Dom's a client of ours, and he's just an all-around great guy. So thanks. I'm glad to have you on, brother. If the better half is with you, tell her we said hello as well. Marcia, she's awesome, people, right?
Yes. Hello, Dom.
And Stephanie.
And Stephanie.
and welcome. As you can see, we love our clients and we build family here. So we're happy to have y'all. So great to see you guys as well tonight. But we're gonna be talking about barbecues, boats, breweries, and pets tonight. That's what's going to be going on. So we're excited to have y'all on. We've got Zach watching from Seattle. What's up, Zach? That is a long way away, my man. So we appreciate you coming to us. 4:00. Aren't you supposed to be working? Aren't you working right now? Hopefully, you're doing what you need to do, my man. I appreciate it. Donna S is watching from Frisco, Texas, North Dallas there. Happy to have you on, Donna. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate that. We've got Lisa B watching from Port Hope, Ontario, Canada. It's always fun when our Canadians join us. Being a former Metro Detroiter myself, our backyard, right? So beautiful country up there. You guys probably already have brown leaves and cool nights, don't you? I'd love to know, Lisa, because we ain't there yet. just in case you want to know. We did have some incredible weather the last few mornings, right, ladies? Like, dare I say, like, usually we don't get sub 80 until October-ish. And I'm talking about at night too, y'all. So don't lose sight of that. But we've had some really nice evenings and some cool mornings as well. So we're really excited about that. It was nice to have a cup of coffee on the lanai and not sweat while doing it. That was very exciting for those of you that don't know that, Florida. And just a brief recap. I know last week we literally did our live as Hurricane Idalia was passing Tampa Bay. Literally, it was passing it. I went down right before we did our live stream and got some recording of what was going on out there, and really just wanted to share, what was happening in real time. I shared last year after Hurricane Ian came through, and we were very fortunate and didn't take a direct shot. And again, everybody talks about the sacred burial grounds that the Indians just protect Tampa Bay. And I mean, who am I to argue anymore? I don't know what else to say, right? 1921 was the last direct hit that Tampa took from a category 3 or higher, and we just completely have been blessed, right? So grateful for that, but pray for the families up north. They definitely took it on the chin, and we didn't get away unscathed here, y'all. We had St. Pete flooded. Shores Acres down in St. Pete had some flooding going on there, and then Tampa had some areas that flooded too, and then a lot of the coast as it went up. So those low-lying areas, this is something to be mindful of. I did want to talk about this really quick before we get into the barbecue. And oh, by the way, I'm going to share, for anybody who wants them, I'm going to share my barbecue map and my brewery map. Literally, I'll share the link so you can just save it. If you ever come into town or you're here, you can literally just take the brew tour and the brewery and barbecue tour on your own if you can make it from one end to the other. It's about an hour and almost 2 hours worth of driving, and that's a lot of food and drinking too. So get an Uber, plan accordingly, and have a great time because you'll love it, right? So I wanted to share that with y'all. But just be mindful of the fact that these things do happen. We have to deal with them. The team was here last week. They did great. We did a ton of follow-up with our clients. Most of our clients and the people in our life were pretty, not a whole lot happened, which we're extremely grateful for because we've all seen the other side of this. So Stacy didn't even lose power, and for her, that's a miracle.
It is. It is. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah is right. That's absolutely great. You got David Michael watching, says, "Hey Juan, we are in Foxborough, Massachusetts, home of the New England Patriots. By the way, awesome. My Brady fixation does not go away. Former U of M star, and then of course ended up in Foxborough and did all the magic out there for you guys for a long time. Not that I'm salty about that. I would have loved to see him be a Lion, but why would the Lions ruin a good thing?" Right? They've been doing such a good job of not winning for so long, but they got a chance. Lindsay Seabloom. Oh, Lindsay is back. She's watching from Metro Detroit, I believe Allen Park, if I'm correct, and just a great human being. Glad to connect, Lindsay, and thanks for watching. I appreciate that as well. And Lisa says the colors, not doors. Laugh out loud. Oh, leaf colors. Got it. Okay, cool. All right, ladies. Well, I'm excited to get into this. I'm excited the fact that we don't have to talk about nothing but hurricane cleanup in Tampa Bay. So we definitely have some challenges. There's some stuff that definitely came our way about that. But let's get into some food. I want to get into this. Marcia's going to talk about boating. Stacey's got to talk about some veterinary stuff. She's going to talk about Wesley Chapel too, because of course Wesley Chapel's awesome. And it makes sense, but let me get this started here. I want to get you guys on my really cool map that I worked on for literally 2 hours. I slaved over this for you, the audience, so you could go live your best fat kid, right? Just slaved over it. I want to make sure that everybody had the best opportunity to go visit these wonderful things. But I'm going to start with breweries first. Okay, just so everybody knows, we're going to start with the best breweries in the area, and then we're going to work our way into the best barbecue. So hold on for that. All right, this is my brew map. And again, if you guys would like a copy of this brew map, maybe you don't live here, you visit Tampa, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Reach out to me, put it in the comments. I'll put the link in the description. That way everybody has access to this. But I want to give you my brew map here. And I've got 5 breweries on here that you must try if you are in Tampa Bay. Okay. None of these are national breweries. These are all local breweries. They are homegrown, so to speak. In Florida, they call that flow grown, right?
Yes.
That's the term you see. You will see stickers with that from time to time. Just know that is you'll catch that every once in a while. Flow grown is what they call it. But on here, we start as far north as Wesley Chapel, and on this brew cruise here, we're going to end up in Indian Rocks Beach, which is my home beach. All right, and I am definitely preferential, but I've shared this before, and just so for anybody who's new here, I used to be in the beer business for a long time, from 2012 to 2017. I was in the beer business, and I got to play craft beer nerd. Literally, that was my role at the brewery, or I'm sorry, at the wholesaler. I got to travel the country getting new breweries to come back to the state of Michigan. Best job ever. No one would ever listen to me complain about this job, right? But I'm sharing this with y'all because I'm kind of snooty about it. I kind of got a thing. I like good beer.
So you're a beer snob? Is that what you're saying?
You could say that, self-proclaimed. I actually, no, now I'm going to nerd out. I have a certification that is equivalent to a sommelier, right? A wine connoisseur in beer, and it's called a cicerone, which means a guide. And I was one of the early nerds who went to Chicago and took it. You have to literally. The exam was harder than anything I've ever done at a collegiate level. It wasn't even close. There was an attorney sitting outside of the testing room when I went to Chicago who was on his third attempt, and I was like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, this can't be real. Excuse me? And he was like, yeah, this is that hard. And I was like, and I knew it was difficult, but I had no idea. Right. And I was like, the bar exam has to be much more complicated than beer. He's like, that's not it. They give you what's called an off flavor test. And literally they spike beer with different forms of bacteria, and you have to tell them what it is.
Wow.
So not only is it a written component of the test, but you have to be able to distinguish the different forms of off flavors that you will find in beer. And they come in different forms because different bacteria and different conditions. I'm nerding out to the level 11 right now. I understand that, but I want you guys to know I take my beer very serious. So
Can you pass this exam?
Yeah. The second time. the second time. I passed the written on the first time and failed the off flavor, the tasting, by 1 point.
Ouch.
Yes. So I had to go back and redo the entire exam. I handily passed it the second time, was great. But again, the point of all this is to say, I love good food and good beer. So when I give a recommendation, understand it's been vetted. It qualifies, right? And you will find something that is going to be at least of a good quality and good standard. So that is my total rant about beer that no one cares about. But if you're going to go to these breweries, know why I'm recommending them. So first on our list, the very first one on our list, the one that I want to share, we're going to head north to Wesley Chapel up near lovely Miss Stacy Amon. For those of you who have not met her, she is our trusted resource in all things Pasco County for the most part, and she helps us service the northern part of Pinellas County as well. But this is her home turf, and I have literally probably put on 3 or 4 pounds because of this brewery specifically. All of our lovely clients that call us from all over North America wanting to relocate, they love this area. Wesley Chapel, Odessa, Dade City, San Antonio, all the lagoons, they love this. Well, I always take people to great places for lunch. I'll take them for a great place for beer. And inevitably, we end up at Florida Avenue Brewing Company because it's amazing. Their food is great. They've got a great outdoor space. I'm going to pull up their website here in a second. Let me grab this. The building is absolutely gorgeous. And it is just one of those spots that you want to go hang out. It's kid friendly. I don't know if it's pet friendly. I'll have to check on that. But they have great beer, great food, and a great atmosphere. It's right off of Highway 54. Correct me if I'm wrong, Stacy. 54, 52, one of the two.
56.
56. Sorry, going back there. It's 56, right? It's probably about 5 or 6 minutes east of I-75 or I-275 there. And they just have it all. They got a huge outdoor space, a great indoor space. They've got what are they called? Pinball machines. The kids love it. We take them there, and they have a whole row of old school pinball machines, and the kids absolutely love it. So I would encourage you to go check it out. You will not be disappointed. My favorite beer there is the Florida Avenue IPA. It's called FL IPA. And it is absolutely incredible. They have an event space there as well, so you will not be disappointed. Go check it out. It's a whole vibe, man. It is a great place to go hang out. It's awesome. From there, we're going to head south to downtown. We're going to go to historic Ybor, and we're going to go over to Tampa Brewing Company. So Tampa Bay Brewing Company, you'll see it on the cans as TBBC is what you're going to see over there. Oh, let me go to my map so y'all know where we're headed to next. So we went from Wesley Chapel. We're going down to Ybor City. In Ybor City, historic Ybor City, look, if you've ever been to the French Quarters in New Orleans, this is what it looks and feels like for those of you who don't know. This is also where a lot of the cigar trade was. They still hand roll cigars down there to this day. It's a very cool thing. Go down there. You can also get one of the best Cuban sandwiches, I think, in all of Tampa Bay at the Stone Soup Company, who also have incredible chili. So you'll not be disappointed. I know we're talking barbecue, but hey, we're around good food. We got to talk about the real thing. So Stone Soup Company, do not sleep on that. It's great. I strongly encourage that. But then you can go over to Tampa Bay Brewing Company. And these guys have, to me, the best pale ale in all of Tampa Bay, which you will not be disappointed about, and that's Reef Donkey. And for those of you that don't know, this is a specific type of fish that is common in the area. Dolphin, tuna, those types of things. Like there's a lot of marine type of art and names that are associated with most of the products down here that are local. But Reef Donkey is my favorite pale ale. It comes in a 16-ounce can. Get it, right? If you're at one of the local diner spots and they have one of these, you will not be disappointed. It is a great pale ale. So make sure you guys check that out too. Jumping back over to our map on our brew tour, the next one you're going to want to go to is Cigar City Brewing, which is only a few minutes. It's like 6 or 7 minutes to the west. And Cigar City is right next to the airport, and it's right next to Raymond James Stadium. So all of these are pretty close proximity. If you've been to Tampa, you know how accessible things really are. So I would encourage you to go there. And Cigar City Brewing Company is one of the OGs. This is one of the companies that we were able to bring back to the state of Michigan at one point. And this company has really grown. They do an annual event each winter called Hunapoo Day. I know it's a whole thing, but it's a big, giant imperial stout that people absolutely love. It's in the spring. And they make an event on it. People travel from all over the country to come have this one type of beer annually, but they've got a great tap room on a Spruce Street. Let me see if they got photos over there. Their beer that they're most famous for is High Lie. So you guys will see this. Ladies, you've probably seen this on the rail at most of the restaurants and that you've been in locally. The High Lie on the corner here, the last handle that they've got tipped over there, that is their IPA. It's a great local IPA. Tampa does IPA really well because it's citrus, right? So like it makes sense in that respect. But their tap room is really cool. They do tours there in the tap at the brewery as well. The High Low is one of my favorites to keep around the house. It's like 46 calories and it's like 4% alcohol. So like it's really nice, easy drinking if that's your thing. So you can check that out. Their tap rooms are beautiful. You can actually go sit in there, see where they brew the beer. It's awesome. All right. Now headed over to Pinellas County. So we'll switch over to our map and back out a little bit. Heading over to Pinellas County, we're going to go down to Green Bench, which is right downtown St. Pete. Well, it's in the just west of downtown, but it's downtown for all intents and purposes. And this is a great spot. I'm going to show you guys. This has a vibe about it. For anybody who's ever been to St. Pete, you already know what I'm talking about. St. Pete has a vibe to itself that I absolutely love. The city's alive. It is very urban, suburban kind of mix and gives you that feel. Green Bench, their IPA is incredible as well. It's another one that I keep around. It's called Sunshine City, for those of you that don't know, but they have a great tap house. But what they also have is a great outdoor space, which I hope y'all can see right here. Let me see if I can zoom in on this photo a little bit. Right next to the brewery, outdoors, they have a space in between because they also have a wood barrel aging facility right next door. They do events there as well, but they've got this great space in between where they'll actually play a game, put the football and baseball and hockey games up on the wall on the other side. You can't see it there, but this is a great spot. It's right off of First Avenue North. Central Avenue is right next to it. Lots of stuff happening there. You're only a few blocks away from the stadium. This is a really cool venue. I love this place. The Webb City Cellar is what I was referring to with their barrel room. Another just great spot to go hang out. And that is the Don Cesar Hotel. This is Vinoy behind them there, for those of you that don't know. But they make great beer. So go check those guys out as well. You will not be disappointed. And last on our brewery tour, we're going to head from St. Pete over to Gulf Boulevard, head north over to Indian Rocks Beach, which is my home beach here. And we're going to head over to, last but not least, the near and dear to my heart, which is Anecdote Brewing Company. I love this. This is right next to Slice Pizzeria, which Marcia can tell you all about, right? Because we absolutely love Slice. And here's why this is cool, right? Like, yes, it's my home turf. The owner here is from Brazil. His name is Philip. Great family. They've put, sank everything. They opened this thing literally as COVID began. I remember when they were like, grand opening, and the world shut down. I was like, oh man, it's so hard to get a brewery off the ground. And these guys could not have opened at a worse time, but they made it. They survived. They're awesome. Go in there. They have very light food. They have some Brazilian kind of tapas things from time to time, but they make great beer. Their best beer is, in my opinion, and it is humble, is the IRB IPA. It's a double IPA. Be careful. That thing will take you down. You have two of those. You got to walk it off. But here's what I love. You can walk in the door here and walk directly across the way to Indian Rocks Beach. Literally, beach access is across the street from this brewery. You can get it to go and then go sit on the beach and watch a sunset. You will not be disappointed. It is absolutely incredible. So Anecdote is the last one on that list. And we got some people chiming in here, so I want to get into this. Steve's after me. Stuart, forgive me. I did not mention Coppertail. We'll get into that in a different time. I can only do so many in a time period we have. Coppertail gets an honorable mention, no doubt. They do a nice job. There's more than a few that I want to circle back around, and I just wanted to give you guys a list to get started with. But that is our brewery list. Now, I want to get into the barbecue list. Ladies, are you excited for barbecue?
I am. I do have a question about the beer list, though.
Let's go.
Are all those breweries kid friendly? In your opinion?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And to be honest with you right now, like, I would be shocked if any brewery opened up that wasn't kid friendly, because definitely it leans towards a family event, like not going and getting sloshed. That's not the point of this conversation, but a lot of these places will have like kids activities or games to keep them occupied while everybody comes and hangs out. Some of the facilities aren't as large as others, but yes, all of these breweries have been very welcoming to us and our family. So that's a great question, Marcia.
And the second question was, do they all serve food?
Yes, some of them are just light. Others have full menus. Like Florida Avenue has they have a great menu. You cannot go wrong there. Anecdote has some tapas, and it's between specific hours. Cigar City has a great menu as well. Full kitchen, won't be disappointed. So there's plenty opportunity to eat. That's a good recommendation too, Marcia, right? Like, try to eat light at each one of them. If you're going to do a tour like this, and I'm sharing best practice after being in the beer business for a long time, right? Because when you go on these tours, the reps would always be like, here's a beer, right? When you walk in the door, and like, if you eat first, just have a small snack and then jump in and just try to do the sample sizes on a tour day like this, and then have a water in between. You'll manage perfectly.
Right? Sounds fun. I've been to a couple of them, but I think it'd be a fun thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can be a blast. It also can be a very long day. So like I said, manage accordingly. Manage accordingly. All right, now we're gonna get into our
barbecue.
Our barbecue list. So I'm excited to share that too. All right, let me jump in here. Now, first things first, I want to say this. I have not tried all the Tampa barbecue yet, so bear with me. I'm going to eat my way through this city. It is going to happen. All right. Now, I'll say this. When we moved here, I was really struggling, because in Pinellas County, where I live near the Gulf beaches, barbecue was what I expected from like tourist-based restaurants. It just wasn't hitting the mark. And we were really struggling. And so we started getting, some recommendations. People refer different places. And this list that I have in front of you now is from Tampa's Best. Actually, it's part of their list, but also from my personal experience. So I'm grateful to share this. And for those of you tuning in late, welcome to Living in Tampa Live. Today, we're doing something really cool. We just got done with our brewery tour. And right now we're taking the best barbecue tour in Tampa, which I'm excited to share with you. I built these maps for you. If you would like them, let us know in the comment. Also, let us know where you're watching from, but I'll put the links to the actual map. So if you ever show up in the city, you know exactly where to go to get these things. All right, y'all. Excited to do this. I'll share this in the description on the YouTube page. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do us a favor, hit that like button, or whatever platform you're watching this on. Please hit that like button. It lets everybody know that there's something of value here for them. So let's get into this. All right. So we're going to start up in Temple Terrace, and we're going to start with Mission Barbecue. And I want to say this first and foremost. I'm not a huge guy on recommending big chains just because I love to support local, but I also recognize when people do it well, it's worth having a conversation about, right? Like there's restaurants like J. Alexander's, you know, and Ruth Chris, and those companies do it very well, right? It'd be hard to say that they don't, but if it's me and my family, I'd prefer to go to the meat market in Hyde Park Village rather than go to Ruth Chris. And I'm just being honest with you because we want to support the people that are supporting the community, or homegrown. That's a better term for that. So, having said that, here we are with Mission Barbecue, which is a chain, but they get really high watermarks here in Tampa. So shout out to Mission. You know, if you can make the best of Tampa list, you're doing really well. And I'll share that list with you too. I'll put it in the comment section below, and I'll share it with you guys when we're done here. But they made the list, and they've got 4 locations here in Tampa Bay. This one's in Bruce B. Downs, right up by University of South Florida campus up there in Temple Terrace. There's another one in North Tampa, and then there's a few on the south end too. But it's a great opportunity to go. I have not personally had them, but I'm telling you, I have been more people than I can count said you need to go to Mission. So I'm sharing that with you guys right now because it has been all over the recommendation list. Next, as we travel south here, we're going to head over to Wicked Oak Barbecue, which is on the north end, just north of Tampa Heights there. And if you guys been following the channel and all, you know, we've talked about Armature Works, which we love to go to up in Tampa Heights in that area. Great areas to go check out. But Wicked Oak Barbecue has gotten really high remarks as well. And I mean, whenever I see a photo like this, I'm immediately just like, can I get a sandwich? I mean, just like, oh, I love a good sandwich. Look at this. They've got a brat split open with pulled pork inside of it. I mean, if you're going to have smoked sausage with smoked pork inside of it, yeah, I mean, I'm in heaven. I mean, it's just like, I told you, my inner fat kid. Look at mango barbecue sauce. I mean, it's just talk about the good stuff, right, y'all? So I love sharing things like this. They got boiled peanuts. As you can see the menu, they've even got their own version of a Cuban here. I just can't help myself when I see stuff like this. So another great recommendation here, which is Wicked Oak Barbecue. And then next on our list is going to be the Brisket Shop, which this one is one of my personal favorites. I'm going to wax poetic here for a minute. This is in West Tampa, right by Raymond James Stadium, just a few minutes away. If you go to Ray J for a football game, go do yourself a favor and go to the Brisket Shop. They are only open Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. or 11 a.m. till when they run out. So heads up on that. Like, you better get your behind down there. And Danny and his crew do a great job. Danny Hernandez is the owner there. He's got a partner, I believe, as well. And I'm telling you right now, you walk in the door, their website ain't fancy. Their building ain't fancy. But what they do amazing is they make barbecue so good to make you want to slap your mama. I'm not kidding. Oh my God, it's so good. It is so good. I went down there after meeting a client, looking at properties right off the river there. And I saw this place open. It's been about a year. Forgive me if I'm incorrect on that. But Kate and I kept trying to make it, and they only stay open until 4. We would try to go on a Friday night, right? And they're like, oh yeah, it's closed. And good luck with that. So I showed a property at like 11. I was like, I'm going. So I made it over there, and they were so welcoming, y'all. Like, I walked in the door, the owner handed me a beer. You know, he's like, have you been here before? I'm like, no. He's like, you got to get all this. I sat down, I ordered, you know, enough food to probably make a grown man cry. And then they showed up at the table with more because they knew I was new. And they're like, you need this. And by the end, I was just like, I can't move. And it was so good. It was one of those moments where you just want to eat everything, but you can't. And then I came home and made the cardinal sin. Does anybody know what the cardinal sin is when you go eat without your family?
Oh,
You
You
put your
bring
leftovers
home?
in the refrigerator?
Well,
And the kids steal them?
I couldn't bring it home because I had to go show properties afterwards. So I knew,
No.
yeah, this is the middle of summer. You don't put hot barbecue in a car in Tampa. No, that's not even an option, right?
No.
Like, you don't do that. But I came home and told them about it.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh.
See, did you hear that? Stacy said, "Ooh, no." I'm 46. I don't learn lessons very quickly. I'm very slow at times.
How
But
dare you go out to eat without your kids?
I
That's
know.
horrible.
Oh, so good.
Worst dad in the world.
It was such a bad decision. But anyways, I told them all about it. I told Kate, she's like, all right, when she loves food as much as I do. We're like, we're gonna go. So we put the kids in the car one day and we tell them we're going to Tampa. And immediately the whines and moans come out. Oh my God, so far, right? 35 minutes. It's like an eternity away, And they were whining and like, why can't we just get food close? And my kids love food as well. They will really not turn out a whole lot of meals. And we got there and my son was like, this is the best brisket I've ever had. And he's eaten a lot of brisket. Like, trust me. And he was just going, he's like, I can't wait to come back here. And they were so welcoming again. They were just incredible. And we just went down there again this past weekend. So I wanted to share this with y'all because Danny and his team, it's literally like walking into somebody's house. It is so welcoming. And get the turkey. I know it's barbecue spot. And everybody's like, no. Get the turkey, get the brisket, get the sausage, get the they had brisket croquetas. And for those of you who don't know, it's a Spanish thing. Typically made with smoked fish and cheese. I know people like fish and cheese. No, trust me, it's delicious. But they make theirs with brisket. It's unbelievable. Sorry, I know I went super long on this, but like the food is so good. So good. All right. Now back on our Puffy Kid tour. Now we're going to head to South Tampa. So we're going from the brisket shop over in West Tampa. We're going to head just a few minutes south over into South Tampa to Four River Smokehouse. And again, this is a local, I don't want to say it's a chain, but it's a local business. They have more than a few of these locations. They're out in Lakeland. I think there's in Orlando as well, but they are highly recommended. Also, I have not eaten here, in full disclosure, but they get really high watermarks as well. So I'll take you over to their website. And they have two locations in South Tampa. They actually have one right next to the Air Force Base as well, which is right where we're at. And then another one a little bit further north of here. But Four River Smokehouse, great menu here. I was looking through it earlier. Barbecue quesadilla, 6-shooter, burn ends. Who doesn't like a great burn end? Can't go wrong with that. But Four River Smokehouse as well. Great opportunity. So we gave you quite the list tonight. We gave you the barbecue tour, which went from all the way up in Temple Terrace to South Tampa. And then we also did the brewery tour, which I have somehow managed to lose, which went from Wesley Chapel all the way over to Indian Rocks Beach. So you guys have more than enough to check out on your tour. So really excited for everybody to do that. We got so many comments. Let's jump in and get to some of these comments really quick. We had Kevin from Lakeland. Kevin, my man, he is always a faithful viewer, and we greatly appreciate it, my man. We're actually going to be in Lakeland on Friday or Saturday, I think. Right, Stacy?
Friday.
Awesome. So we'll be out that way. We're pretty excited about that. Jeff says, Juan, how does the Kooky Coconut Cuban compare? Oh, Jeff, that is a great question. I got to be honest with you. The Kooky Coconut for an ice cream shop on Indian Rocks Beach actually has a very good Cuban. Would I compare it to the Stone Soup Company? No. Does it get an A for the beach? Yes. So these things are different. It's definitely a good option, when you talk about that. So great question. Jeff also mentioned Dunedin Brewery. I love Dunedin Brewery. Seven Sun Brewery up there is also great. You can't go wrong with that. Stuart Wallace says, moving to Tampa in October. Stuart, my man, you haven't called us yet. What's going on there? Do we need to help you? Information is down below. Just want to check on that. We're here to serve if you need us. But yeah, great to have you, my man. Well, and thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Lindsay says, no way you have a Mission barbecue. Love that place. Closest one to me is in Livonia. Yeah, we didn't have them when I was back home. So love that. That's great. Jeff says, thanks for the maps. You're welcome, sir. Happy to serve. And lastly, we've got Nina in Navas World. Just moved to Florida a month ago, but I love it. Well, that's good. We're happy. We're happy you made a good decision, because otherwise that could be pretty rough. You definitely don't want to do that. But excited to share that with y'all. Again, if you want the maps, let us know. We'll put them in the descriptions. You can grab those later. Happy to share those with y'all. So thanks for indulging my inner fat kid, because I love me some good food, some good brew, and sunshine. So, I mean, I'm in a great place for it, right? Great place. All right, ladies, I have bumped my gums enough, right? Taking up most of the time here. And they're not here for me. They're here for you. Let's be real. Let's be real.
Well, I don't know how we can follow up after beer and barbecue.
Yeah. You didn't warn us ahead of time.
So we had to throw in surprises every once in a while, right?
No, those are great. I love those lists. And we'll have to get you down to my neck of the woods to test the breweries and the barbecues. Yeah. I don't venture out to do stuff like that unless I'm invited. So I know I've been to a couple of the breweries that you mentioned up in St. Pete, and I went to the one with you up in Wesley Chapel. Yep. I really enjoyed it, but that's not something that my husband and I venture out to do. So I like to have a game plan. And then the fact that you told us what to try makes it even simpler. It's like, makes it super easy.
Oh yeah. If you guys want the restaurant recommends too. I mean, I can give you the dishes to order.
Yeah, I know you can. I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, it's all
I've
good.
learned a lot from you on restaurants in the area. And got to experience many of them as well.
Yeah, that's right. Well, since we're looking at Marcia, and Marcia's having a wonderful evening out on the lanai there, so to speak, and she is going to be talking about boats, I think it's just prudent to follow right up, right? We talked about barbecue, we talked about brews, and let's just keep the B words floating here. And we're looking at boats behind you, Marcia. I know you wanted to talk about boating, so let's get it near and dear to your heart. So let's get it. It
is one of my favorite things to do. And it's funny, it worked out this way. My husband and I had gone up to Atlanta to visit our son over the weekend, and we got home this afternoon and had no internet. So in an attempt to make it for tonight, I came over to our marina called the Port and Court, and you can see behind me is the marina in my neighborhood. So I thought, well, this is perfect because my plan was to talk about boating communities. So welcome to Tidewater Preserve, where I live. There's different ways you can have boats in this community, which is kind of the norm in the area. I'm going to talk about 3 boating communities tonight. The first one is Waterleaf Golf and River Club. It's very cool because it offers both golfing community plus the boating community. It has a few restaurants in the community, which is wonderful. They were voted top 25 golf courses in Florida from Golf Advisor. And they also have a certificate of excellence awards from the Trip Advisor. So they're well known. It's beautiful. It sits right on the Manatee River. And when we go boating in that direction, we always see people out golfing. We've seen a couple alligators on the golf courses we've passed by, which is pretty cool and fun to see. I know my husband and son golf down here sometimes, and they're always mentioning that, it's funny how you see an alligator crossing over the golf course. But options in Waterleaf, you can have a dock behind your house and dockable. They call them dockable lots. So if you have a dockable lot, meaning your home is on a lot that is deep enough, you can put a dock in. But this community also has 2 marina clubs. One of them is right on the river, and I'm pretty sure, it was 59 slips that they have on the river. So it's privately owned. And so the community, you would buy a dock in that community on the river, and then you pay annual fee for that. And that includes maintenance of the dock, the electricity, the water, all of that. But each individual is assigned a slip, and then they are responsible for their lift. So when you live on salt water, it's best for your boat to be out of the water. So you have a lift, and it's electric, I guess, that it lifts your boat right out of the water. And they are expensive and they can have problems. So you need to know that you'd be responsible for taking care of that. But it's an absolutely beautiful community. It's just north of Lakewood Ranch in Bradenton. So it's really right between Lakewood Ranch and Parrish, in a great location. More of a natural area of Manatee River.
Yep.
If you go further east, it's more natural, not as many homes on the river. So it's very pretty.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really pretty community. Then I want to talk to you about Riviera Dunes, another one of my favorite communities to boat to. It's also on the Manatee River, and it sits right across from downtown Bradenton. It's actually located in Palmetto, Florida, but from it you can see downtown Bradenton, the Riverwalk. So it's located in a really great location. Again, you can have your own dock, or there's a marina right inside the neighborhood. It's cool because if you live on the Manatee River, most communities either have the boats in a lagoon or they're on the river itself. This community, it's in a lagoon, but there's no boat lift, which is unusual. So you can go right from the lagoon right out to the river, but it's still well protected from tides. So a good option as well. They have the marina that has over 200 slips, and people can rent them for a night or a week or a season or a year. So there's a lot of options if you are coming down and want to live somewhere else. You can still rent one of their slips there, or if you just want to come down and live on your boat, they have a lot. They have 35 foot to 110 foot slips, so they're very large boats. But the cool thing that we like about it is right inside that community is called a restaurant called Dockside at Riviera Dunes, which is, as Juan is showing you, the two pools right there. Right behind it is Dockside. So they have live entertainment there. We boat up and then just walk into the restaurant, and you're sitting in the marina and listening to live music. That's something we really enjoy.
Dockside Dave?
I'm sorry?
Dockside Dave's? No.
It's called Dockside. Dockside at Riviera Dunes.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, because there's a bunch of dockside restaurants, and I was like, which one is it?
Oh. Yeah, I think that's a popular name in Florida.
It is. We got one in
restaurants.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we've got one in Madeira Beach as well. So that's why I was like, I know Docksides, but yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that too. That's a chain, isn't it? I think it is, because I think they have them like in Naples.
Yep, there's one in Venice too. Exactly.
Then my favorite place, of course, is Tidewater Preserve, where I live, and I did send you our website isn't the greatest. There isn't a lot of information that's provided on that one. But we have 400 acres on the Manatee River, 2 miles of frontage on the river. And just like the other two communities that I mentioned, there's condos, single family homes, and estate homes. And pretty much all of the communities range from 400,000 up into the millions, depending on what you purchase. Of course, living on the water is always added value to your home, which is great. And when you're purchasing, you got to remember that if you're looking for something that's based on the water. So
this is a great view.
Pardon?
This is a great view. I just want to kind of give everybody a bird's eye view real quick of where Marsha's referring to. So Tidewater Preserve is located right off of I-75. I-75 is right here. If you all can see this with the map real quick. Let me throw up an arrow. So this is I-75. Just so everybody knows, and that'll take you right down south into Sarasota, or up to 275 across into St. Pete. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, the Gulf of Mexico. So you got St. Pete right here. You're 35 minutes roughly, right, Marcia, to downtown St. Pete?
Downtown St. Pete, yeah.
Yep.
And about the same to Sarasota from our house.
Sarasota. So that Bradenton area is kind of really strategically positioned well. And with traffic, 45, 55 minutes to downtown Tampa. Depends on the day, right, Marcia?
Yeah. We always plan 50 minutes to the airport. So that'd be 50, not 15, but 50.
There you go. So 50, and that's on the northwest side of Tampa, up here, just for perspective, in terms of where the location is. So the airport is on the north side of Tampa here. So that'd be coming all the way around. So I think that's good perspective. But as you can see, coming down into the bay here, and then the river, the mouth of the bay, and then you climb into the Manatee River, and then Tidewater Preserve as we start to zoom in on it a little bit further.
And we're about 40. It takes us about 45 minutes to get to the Gulf. We don't go extremely fast. And as you're going down the river, there's areas you do have to go slower, like in downtown area. But we love it. You know, we love boating. We love that you're more protected, and, you know, we could afford a home on the river as opposed to if you want to look for a home out on the, you know, Anna Marie Island or right on the beach. It's very expensive. So this gives us the opportunity to have a boat right where we live. And our community's the same. There's dockable lots, or there's a marina. So, you know, you have an option there with the condos and homes that don't have dockable lots. That marina gives them access to have a boat right in the community. We do have a boat lift, so you do have to go over the boat lift to get into the river, but it protects us from tides. So we're fine with that.
Right. And speaking of that, Marcia, just to, you know, ask really quickly. So Anna Maria had flooding from Idalia, some pretty significant flooding over there, but you guys were very fortunate, right? Like you had the tide definitely raised there.
Yeah.
But you didn't get any flooding. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, we're very grateful. It went like up to, I would say at the very most, a foot from the top of the boat lift. So that's like a cement wall, and then they have lifts that you actually drive your boat onto the lift. It goes over the wall and then sets you down on the other side. So that wall, normally I would say the water's 8 feet below it, and the day of the hurricane, it was up to less than a foot from the top. So it did get really nerve-wracking, and the water in the lagoon rose quite a bit. But yes, we were very, very fortunate, and we feel very fortunate to be in a boating community. I love helping people find homes on the water. It's just my favorite thing to do, because I know so much about the area and what, you know, where to go and what you can and can't do. So I would love, you know, more opportunities to help people find their home here.
And Marcia is the queen of Tidewater Preserve. She leads Bunko. She's listing all the people's houses down there, right? They come to her to buy houses in there. Like if you are in Tidewater Preserve or anywhere in Bradenton, Marcia has got your back, y'all. So
thank you. I appreciate it and love doing it.
She has been, and I'm telling you right now, ask anyone who's worked with Marcia. They love her. She does an excellent job for her clients. I feel completely blessed. Between Stacy and Marcia, we just like have been overwhelmed with the amount of not only like they're great real estate professionals, but more importantly, they're even better human beings. And to me, it is like a complete blessing. We're small and mighty is what I say. I'm very protective of the group. We have people that reach out to us all the time that want to join the team, and that's great, but you got to fit the culture here too. You know, so we're very protective of that. So I'm grateful for you ladies. Thank you very much for what you do. And, you know, on behalf of our clients, I'm grateful just to say thank you. So appreciate that.
Well, thank you. And I'm very grateful to be on the team. So thank you, Juan.
Awesome. And for those of you who are considering making a move to the Tampa Bay area or Sarasota, Bradenton, if you're looking to do that as well, Stuart, by the way, feel free to reach out. All of our contact information is down below, y'all. So we're here. There's even a link to my calendar. You can schedule a time directly to speak to us there. So if you need us, you got us. And if you're watching this, hit the like button, y'all. Let everybody know if you're not subscribed, which I don't know why you wouldn't be, because, you know, amazing human beings subscribe to great YouTube channels, and I know you're all amazing, and that is definitely a cheap ploy to get you to subscribe. So I'm here for it. Now I want to head up north and have a conversation with the amazing Miss Stacy Amon, and who's had a little bit of a rocky road here this last couple days, but she, you know, hey, she's bringing the goods from the lesson. So I'm very I'm intrigued to hear what we got going on here.
Well, before I tell you why you want to live in Wesley Chapel, I have to tell you some exciting news I found out last week when I was showing some families around. I was in Epperson, which, if you don't know, that's the community where the lagoon is. And they are building a Publix out there.
Mhm.
But I also found out that Epperson is getting their very own Chick-fil-A and Starbucks.
What?
I know. You know you've made it when you got a Chick-fil-A and a Starbucks.
All I gotta say is this: pray for those Starbucks employees, y'all.
I know, right? Right.
There are so many preteen and teenage feral savages running the streets with access to golf carts and credit cards.
Yeah.
Like, that place is gonna be blown out every single day. I will pray for those employees.
Yeah. They need like an ice cream place and a pizza place. Man, that place would be happening.
Oh, that Starbucks is going to be the poster child for loitering.
Yeah, but that was fun news I found out. So.
That's cool. That is cool. The Chick-fil-A, I'm very intrigued. Like, you know, in Florida, when you drive by Chick-fil-A, people park in the middle of the busiest roads on the, like, literally in every city, waiting to get into to Chick-fil-A. So
Yeah.
what if I'm hearing there's a Chick-fil-A going in my neighborhood? I don't necessarily love that, but maybe other people do. I'm very intrigued to see how they're going to lay that out.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be in the same shopping district as, center as Publix, or if it's going to be a different location, but that's just what I heard.
People do not play with their chicken down here, y'all. They do not play.
So I just had to share that. But
that's great.
So why is everyone moving to Wesley Chapel? Well, one reason is education.
Mm-hmm.
We have high quality education, both public and private. Wesley Chapel also has a community college called Pasco Hernando Community College.
Mm-hmm.
You can get your bachelor's degree there, an associate's degree, and they also have certificate programs there as well. And all Pasco high school students can take classes there for free.
Okay.
I guess I shouldn't say for free. I think there is a fee. I think it's $10 a class.
Wow.
So, that basically kind of feels free. It kind of feels free to me, but
right.
So yeah, that's awesome for.
And all of you lovely parents are paying the tax bill for it, so it ain't nothing free. But yeah, absolutely, yeah. But it feels free at $10. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. And also, Wesley Chapel is located just northwest of Tampa, so it's only 17 miles. So you still get that, living in a suburb, but you're close enough to the city to do all those fun city things. We're like 35 minutes to the airport, so very conveniently located. And the cost of living in Wesley Chapel is only 4% higher than the national average. Isn't that great news?
That is great news. I feel like, again, that almost feels free as well, right? Like only 4%, right? Because depending on where you live.
But I found this website and I was scrolling down and I was looking at some of the cost that they like, the average cost of things, and I was like, really? I don't know about that.
Well, it depends, right? Like, remember, so the national average, ladies, just so while you're on that topic really quick, pull you aside. I'm going to just pull that up really quick. So where is it? I want to grab this number for everybody here. So the median house price in the United States right now over the last 4 weeks is currently $421,774. Okay, so that's the median. That's the not the average, it's the median. Right, so we've talked about the differences before. It's close to the average. This isn't a perfect system, right? But median means the most activity is basically the way to look at it. That's the average in between there. So 421,774. And if we look at Wesley Chapel really quick, 421,399. So And that's all homes type. So let's look at single family. So 469 in Wesley Chapel, and US we've got 440. So I mean, Stacy, we're right there, you know, on housing. And I'll let you speak to this a little bit more. You can spend more money in Wesley Chapel than you can in most cities. That's the thing that kind of throws things off a little bit. You can still go spend $1.5 million on a home if you want, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's get a little bit more for your money for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. You definitely get more house, and the cost of ownership in Wesley Chapel is lower because the homes are newer. That's the big thing when we talk about this in Tampa Bay. Areas like Bradenton, Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch, Parrish, Wesley Chapel, Odessa, San Antonio, you know, they have newer homes, right? Newer homes, new roofs, new air conditioners, newer windows. Most of them are out of flood zones for the most part. Like the cost of overall ownership is less, even with CDD fees and things like that. Because when you come over to Pinellas County or you get closer to Tampa, the homes get really old really fast. Right, somewhere between most of them were built in either turn of the century, if we're talking about Tampa or downtown St. Pete, or mid-century, that 50s, 60s, and 70s. So you're looking at 50, 60, 70-year-old properties on a regular basis. They just cost more money to own, right, ladies? And they're smaller too. Like we showed that before. You like 400 more square feet if you buy in Wesley Chapel versus buying in Clearwater, as an example.
Right. So, the homes, the Wesley Chapel, they're just, the newer homes are more energy efficient. So you're saving money that way. And insurance isn't as much, right?
Correct. And there's pros and cons of both, right? If you want the beach lifestyle, you're gonna sacrifice new, unless you got a big wallet, right? Then you can make that happen. But if you want new, then you got to sacrifice the beach and the coast, because it's an hour away. Right. So that's perspective on it. But the cost of living, I think, is very reasonable and very fair there. So you're on point with that.
Okay. And also in the month of August, Wesley Chapel, there were 1,165 homes sold with the average sale price of $527,939.
No, that's the average, not the median.
The average.
Remember.
And that was just for the month of August too. So
because you can do both.
Do what?
That's it, because you can do either one, right? Like Stacy's working with clients right now that are in that high 3s, low 4s, and she's been able to find some properties, new homes in Wesley Chapel. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, new homes. Yeah.
Right. And then she can also help you spend 1.5.
Yeah. I love to spend other people's money. That's fun. Just kidding. I'm not
speaking of other people's money. That's what the vet said when you walked in the door.
Oh my goodness. Oh, the vet. Yeah. So Monday morning I woke up and one of my little fur babies had an emergency. We had to rush him to the emergency vet. And so he's fine. He's fine. He ended up being fine. He did have to have a procedure done. But so anyways, of course, these things always happen on the weekend or on a holiday when you can't take him to the normal vet. Mm-hmm. But we went to the veterinarian emergency group, which I'd never gone to before. They're located in Tampa off Bears Avenue. And that was just, I can't tell you, it was such a great experience. I mean, it was like a stressful time, but they were amazing. Like the moment I walked in the door, they jump up and they are there, rush me in the back. I had a doctor by my side within 5 minutes. They just went out of their way to make sure that I was comfortable and that, my little guy was comfortable. And, once they examined him and put a care package together, they had it very detailed, itemized. So I knew exactly what my expenses were going to be. And they even let you be in the room for the procedure. Wow. I'm like, well, I'll pass on that. I'll wait out in the lounge. I don't need to be in there for that. But they were just amazing. I mean, they had employees walking around offering you a drink and a snack and making sure you were comfortable. I was like, you don't get that kind of service at, a human doctor's. And here I am at the vet, and I was like VIP customer or something.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. They did a great job. But I was in and out of there. I was home by 1. So I would highly recommend, if you have a vet emergency, the veterinary emergency group did a great job.
That's awesome. Big shout out. That's not a paid endorsement either.
No, and I even, being in there, you're seeing, other people's emergencies come in. It's hard to be in there sometimes because it's really sad. But there was one employee there. She had wrapped up this little dog, and she was just carrying him around and rocking him like she was rocking a baby to sleep to make sure he was comfortable. It was just, I was like, I saw that and I thought, I will bring my pets here all the time because you guys just are amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So something that's stressful is when you move, it's always hard to find doctors and everything, but it's also hard to find a good veterinarian. It's hard to find a good groomer. Where are you going to take your fur babies to do all these things? Our vet that we went to, even when I lived in Wesley Chapel, we went to Dade City Animal Clinic. I would highly recommend them. They are amazing. However, you are out a little in a rural area, so you do get some other animals in there. Like I've been in there and there's been a duck. Someone brought in a duck before. I've been in there where there's goats. It's just little pigs have been in there. I mean, it's funny.
It's an adventure.
Was it?
Yeah, it is.
Was it one of the goats from the middle school?
No, I don't know. I don't know where the goat came from, but I was just shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a goat. And it was on a leash, and it was just weird.
Stacy got all over me one day because we were out there filming the middle school in Dade City, and there was like all these goats behind the school. Like, and I was like, where in the world am I? Like, I feel like I'm out on the farm right now. And Stacy's like, no, there is a like petting zoo right behind there or something. What's right behind the middle school?
No, they have an agricultural program there. So that was the school's, those were the school's goats.
They were the school goats. They weren't the school. I don't think they were the mascot. I don't think, but they were hanging out. They were excited to see us when we were filming. They were like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, these are goats.
They're friendly goats.
Random."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So then, if you're looking for a groomer, I would recommend. There's a place called Max's Pet Market and Salon. They have a location in Wesley Chapel, and they have a location at the Murata, which is in San Antonio. And it's a small boutique pet store. So you can get, healthy food and dog or pet accessories. They also have a grooming service there, which they do a wonderful job. And they also have dog training. We took our little puppy there and did dog training classes. So it was nice because the kids were able to come with, like the whole family goes and learns how to train your dog. So it's usually like a small group of like five families and their dog and their new puppy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And what kind of dogs do you have again, Stacy?
I have 3 dogs. I have I have small, medium, and large. So I have a toy poodle. I have a Cavapoo, which is a medium-sized dog, and then I'm a standard poodle. He's actually called a party poodle because he's multicolor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so he's black, white, and gray.
A party
really
poodle?
Cute.
It's like business in the front and party in the back. Like, is that what's happening over there? Now I need to see photos. I need to see photos that said party poodle.
Yeah, I'm going to have to invite him on the next live.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that term before.
Yeah, I hadn't either till we found him. So,
Yep.
Yeah, but there's also a really nice groomer in New Tampa called Bow Wow Pet Salon. I used to take my dogs there before we moved. Yeah, they do a great job. Great job. And then, of course, when you travel, you got to board your fur babies. If you don't have a dog sitter that can come to your house. So there's 2 places I've gone to. One is the Southern Grooming and Boarding in Dade City. Now it is out on a farm. It's actually right behind, it's pretty close to Epperson. It's right behind the Watergrass community, but it is on a farm. So it's a smaller, more intimate setting for your dog. If they get overwhelmed by a lot of chaos, they get more one-on-one attention, I think, there. But lots of room to run around. They'll definitely come back dirty. So I would recommend getting their bath paying for the bath before you pick them up.
I know. Oh, I'm laughing because I know people love their cats, and I'm just like, that thing looks angry.
It does look angry.
It looks very angry.
But there's also a really nice boarding place in Wesley Chapel called Pet Paradise. It's more of a resort style dog boarding facility. A lot more expensive because they get their own little room. There's a webcam where you can like log in and watch your pet play with other dogs.
Oh yeah, that's a chain. They got one in Lakewood Ranch and Odessa as well.
Yeah, I did take my dogs there, and they were taken. They took very good care of my dogs, but it was a lot for them. If your dogs aren't used to be, it's a bone. It's shaped like a dog bone. And it's really fun to watch on the webcam when they let all the dogs out. They all go running and jumping in the pool. It's really cute. But if your dog's not used to being around that many dogs, it's a little overwhelming for them. But
they can get the VIP suite includes spacious suite with outdoor access, premium bedding, TV, webcam, extra play, which I'm assuming that just means more time outside, and an ice cream treat. Wash and go bath included for a 3-night stay, $137. Is that a night?
Yeah, for one dog.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can't really say much. I mean, listen, we all have pets. We'll basically do whatever people tell us we got to do with our pets. I mean, it's just like, pets get as much. I think when I read the stat, people spend more money on pets than they do their children, which blows my mind. I don't even know how that's possible, right? But when I saw that stat, I'm gonna have to find it, track it down, because it was just fascinating to me that would happen. But we went to Revolution Ice Cream in South Tampa, which I didn't put that on the list. That desserts is in a whole nother section. We'll get another map for dessert.
That's another tour.
It is another tour, but we went and got barbecue on Saturday morning. So we got there at like noon, and we ate like kings and queens. And then from there we left and we went and got ice cream. I told the kids we were going to watch paint dry. So they were like really, and then we showed up like, oh my God, right? So they'll never, ever take my word for that again. We walked in and Stella has been given a pup cup at Starbucks a few times now. And for those of you who don't know, I have a 87-pound Doberteen right now, Doberman Pinscher, who is in her teens, who is a giant pain in the backside. And I'm using a very diplomatic term right now. Those dogs are super clingy. They have to be around or touching you at all times, and they're enormous, right? And they're super fast, and they're pretty intelligent. So they're very manipulative, I have found too, which is very interesting, right? She knows all the commands, but will ignore you unless you have a treat or something. Like, just drives my wife nuts, right? And Kate is her person, and Lincoln is her human. Like, so she sleeps with Lincoln, like it's a whole thing, right? And I'm sharing this with you. So she's had a couple pup cups from Starbucks, like maybe 3. She's 2 years old, going on 2. I mean, she's probably only had 3 ever. Road trips or whatever. She gets anxious, But we went to Revolution Ice Cream, and everybody walks up with, like, you go to the counter and they give you this white cup. Well, Starbucks little pup cup looks just like a white cup, and the dog immediately sat down, ears up, was like on point. And I'm like looking over, and Kate's like, "What in the world?" I was like, yeah. And she's like, all right, I'll go get a pup cup. So she walks up to the counter, and I'm sharing this with y'all because it's important. Revolution Ice Cream makes incredible handmade ice cream. They have vegan options too. I'm not a vegan, as you know, by the barbecue tour, but they have that as an option for you who are lactose intolerant or whatever. But they make incredible ice cream, right? And it's one of those places where you get mint ice cream and it's actually white, not food dyed green. It's when you know you're already in a good spot, is when they're doing it the right way. but she walks up, she's like, "Can I get a pup cup?" She's like, "Oh yeah, sure." She's like, "Do you want the regular vanilla or the vanilla with bacon in it?" And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And she's like, "Yeah, we got vanilla with bacon in it for pup cups." I'm like, if that's not the most South Tampa thing I've ever heard, I don't know what is. So shout out to my South Tampa peeps. Y'all are doing it right over there. Talk about bougie, right? Like, go get your pup cup, which is real vanilla with real vanilla bean in it and bacon bits, because what dog can have regular vanilla ice cream? I mean, that's squalor. Who's rolling around in that? So if you think my dog was bad before, I can't even, unbelievable, right? But they were cool. They let her inside. I mean, she's not a small dog. She can be very intimidating. She loves kids. And she gets frustrated, and I'm not going to say angry because she doesn't, but she'll start making noise if people don't come say hi to her. And then it makes them uncomfortable because she's bouncing around, and she's 85 or 87 pounds or whatever it is. She starts kind of like squawking a little bit, and people are like, they're trying to hold on to their kids because she could take an arm or something. But what they don't know is what we know. She just wants them to say hi, right? So she loves the kids. But Revolution Ice Cream, real vanilla bean with bacon bits for the pup cup for those dogs that can't have anything less.
For the bougie.
I was like, what in the world are we doing around here, right? Well, that's cool.
That's so sweet, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, this has been awesome, ladies, as usual. I am coming to just absolutely love Tuesdays. I used to do this by myself. No one cared. Now we have an audience because you're here, right? And we appreciate it. Again, for those of you stuck around to the end, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Share this out with people who who are making the move here, or just people visiting, right? Like, give them the hit list. Make sure they go get all the good barbecue, the good brews. We'll share more of this in the future. It's obvious you guys liked it, so we'll continue to do that. Marsha's always got her app list. I'm sure she'll have some banging app list for us next time we jump on. We've lost sight of the boats behind us, so that's how you know it's time to sign off for the year.
Yeah, it's dark now.
Mm-hmm. So if you are considering making that move, all of our contact is listed down below. All of that info is down there. Feel free to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to serve. Any questions you have, do not hesitate to reach out. There's even a link to my calendar. So until next time, y'all go out and live that Tampa life. Have a wonderful evening. God bless.
Good night, everybody.